Hello once again. Good morning sa inyong lahat. This is Ronnie Cayosa and welcome to my Facebook Live update sa ating PSE or stock market, Philippine stock market. So today is June 14, 2021. Kapalahating po na naman ng month of June. So ganun kabilis ang ating araw ngayon, hinahatak. Pero that's good news kasi hinahatak din yung pag-akyat ng market natin. Alright, so kumusta na po kayo sa mga lahat na nagtitrading dyan sa atin sa Philippine Stock Exchange? I hope nakakabawi-bawi na rin tayo sa ating market ngayon. And those who are doing long term, make sure lang na hanapin natin yung mga magandang stocks na titrade natin for longer trading or long term. Right? So, let's move on. Share na natin ng aking trading platform which is COL or Call Financial. I have two trading platform, COL, Call Financial, and BDO Security. Okay, later na natin i-open yung BDO Security kasi mabilis siya log out. Ito muna ng COL ang open natin. Okay, so share. Maliit lang. Kasi mas maganda yung nakikita ko rin. Hindi ko minsan makita yung sarili ko. Ako yung commentator. Anyway, babasahin ko naman sa inyo yung mga nangyayari. Yung update niya for the day ko. Kaya kung meron kayong platform ng COL, madali kayo makakasabay. Ngayon, kung iba naman ang platform na gamit nyo, the same din, lagi nyong bubuksan para at least mapamiliarize nyo. Kahit di kayo nagte-trading, o hindi kayo mag-participate sa market, open nyo lang lagi yung mga trading platform para at least makabisado nyo. Yung importante sa lahat yung makabisado nyo yung paggamit ng yung trading platform. Alright? So, let's move on. Okay. So, yung ating Call Financial ngayon, open na siya. Yung market natin at 9:30. Normally, trading time niya, open siya ng 9:30 and then hanggang mamayang 1 o'clock yan. So, let's check our active stock market right now. BHI, ASEN, AC, Converge, Ali, CLI, Green, PHA, MM, and AP. Okay, that's our active stock for today. Top 10. And gainers for today naman is ARA, Prim, FEU, SFI, AT, Brown, BRN, Ever, Gemini 7, BHI, and CAT. So, walang masyadong nakapasok pa na sa index natin. Okay. Mostly mga second and third liner ang mga papasok ngayon sa mga gainers natin. And top losers naman natin is OPM, CSB, LPCT, MRC, PH, ES, COL, MM, COAL, COAL, MM, PRMX, and LAND. Yan naman ang ating top losers for today. Our PSA index is down at 0.42% or negative 28. O yan, nagpalit na 31.50. Nung last Friday, up pa rin yung market natin. No? And itong start market natin, what price? Tingnan natin sa PSEI. It's open at 6898, yung ating market. Nag-open siya. And right now, ang ating price is 6876. So, down tayo ngayon. Now, tingnan natin yung Friday. Last Friday, market open at 6821. 6821.22. Okay. And closes at 6899. 6899.38. Pero inabot niya na yung highest price niya na 6922. Meaning talagang tinatarget niya ang pinaka-resistance level niya na 7,000. Okay. So, yun ang pinaka-target ng ating market for today or this week. And then, day by day, paunti-unti lang nakakaakit tayo ng paunti-unti. And pag inabot na natin yan, most probably, na-hit na natin yung momentum, umakyat na ng up to, target natin up to the 7,000 is 7,200 points. Ito pinag-upasin natin yung PSEI index. Kasi ito yung pinaka-benchmark ng overall market natin. No? We had the top 30 stocks na nandito. Normally, mga blue chip stocks na nandito sa ating PSEI index. So, kaya, ayan ang pinagbabasihan natin araw-araw pagka nag-open tayo. Okay? Even sa COL, di ba? Check natin. Pati yung mga sector na nandiyan dyan, sinusundan yung presyo na yan. Okay? So, let's move on sa latest research natin. As always, ito yung ating pinagbabasihan araw-araw pag nag-open tayo ng market from Monday to Friday kasi dito may automatic na research na ang COL. Hindi na tayo maghahanap pa. Pero may mga ways naman para at least makakita tayo ng mga fundamental or mga news ng mga stocks na nandito sa ating market. Okay, so check na natin yung ating tech spotlight for today. Galing lang namin sa outing. Anyway, today is June 14, so this is the latest tech spotlight, no? Right. Sahin ko na din para sa inyo. Okay, PSEI stands pat for 2 days now. Overbought concerns continue. The Philippine index 6908 by up 32 points Friday, but seems to be stalling in its rally. Perhaps this snag may be because it has climbed a lot since its May low and now the price have entered overbought levels and stand within the next resistance zone. Such resistance is estimated between 6867 to 7,100 or 7,150. This may soon cause some price hiccup as some grander bouts of profit taking may ensue. Another technical word is that price still stand at little wide from its short-term average, and this need to narrow to allow for softening in overbought concerns. Rally momentum is still present, but it's waning. This could induce more volatility in stock rotation and could keep the index temporarily print or a new channel. A longer-term view still looks better given that the higher low base was made at the 6,100 zone. Let's just hope that this higher low can conjure itself up to a higher high sometimes this year or early next. Next support for the PSE currently is between 6,750 and 6,650. Ating PSEI, Philippine Stock Exchange Index. So for other news, U.S. market climbs did bonds and the dollar. So the market proceeded to move up despite the stronger than expected inflation rate. This could be telling us that has been discounted and that may now believe that threat is fleeting as Fed suggests. So as long as price remain buoyant, showing no support breaks, then the advancing music plays on. We should nevertheless be on our guard as upward momentum remains weak. And US bonds and dollar rose despite the inflation surge. In fact, may have made interim base. So, hindi, check din natin parati yung ating mga international market, no, comparing sa Philippine market kasi yun yung binibase din natin lalo sa US, no. So pagka bumababa yung price nila or yung kanilang stock market, eh ganun din, no, ang nangyayari sa atin, parang yung basis din natin, but not all the time. Minsan naman nakaka-hold din naman tayo sa position natin, but then ay nga right now makita nyo yung Dow Jones, SP 500, Nasdaq, no, up sila by 0.04, 19, and 0.35% respectively sa US stock market. So, just the same, tayo din, akyat din tayo, di ba? Mas mataas mga sa atin, 0.47% tayo last Friday. Last natin. Kaya lang nasa overbought level na nga tayo, kaya most probably may marami ng profit taking ang mangyayari. So, definitely, pwede siyang bumaba pa yung price this week or the next, siguro mga next month. Kasi this June is mas more on uptrend yung ating market. Okay. So, let's check yung ating mga marunong na tumingin ng mga chart, no, or sa technical analysis. Pwede yung pag-aralan yan. Hindi ko na muna didiscuss kasi sa mga bago din rin maintindihan din eh. Pero no, most dito naman yan sa PSEI Edge, no? Some of them is mas madaling makita rito eh. And ito yung mga pinaka-basic lang naman yung tinitignan natin once na nagdi-discuss tayo para hindi masyadong malilito yung mga nanonood, lalo na ng mga beginners o yung magde-decide pa lang na mag-trade sa stock market. Yeah, actually, we're using only two indicators, no? Stochastic and ating MACD plus EMA, mga moving averages. Eh, sinabi ko kanina umpisa pa lang, di ba, yung kanyang price action paakyat na start na itong May 21, no? May 26, May 26 up to second week, no, ng month of June. Alright. So, sino yung ating yan? So, ito yung mga plot niya, no? Kamita nyo rito yung nasa resistance level niya, 6907 yung last Friday. So, ano iniinit yung next resistance level? 7,100. Entering next resistance zones, pasok na tayo dun sa 6907. So, ngayon, pag pullback niyan, most probably mahit na yan 7,100 price. But higher high and higher low still show rally trend ongoing. And momentum of twinning. Overbought RSI at 70% na sa overbought level na rin siya. So makita niyo yung ganun din yung mga positioning ng mga price ng ibang stocks, no? Paakyat na rin yung kanilang price. Like Converge, Ali, ito kasing Globe hindi pa masyado, no? Ano pa rin siya. The most prices niya ngayon is sideways lang yung mga price na dinadaanan niya. And DNL, BHI, and ICT. These are some stocks na napakit din yung price niya. Sinusundan niya yung PSEI natin. Okay. So, yan yung ating tech spotlight for today. And then we'll go to the daily notes. Daily notes. CNBR Converge includes into FTSE indices. So, CLI to develop 20 billion techno business park and an economy octave group back plan to ease metro lockdown and end May 2021 GIR level settle at US dollar of 106.9 billion, and economy fixes PH budget deficit to remain wide. So last Friday hindi natin na-take up to sa take upin natin para at least makita natin kung ano yung update sa ating COVID-19. Sometimes kasi ito yung nagiging catalyst, no, ng pag-akyat pagbabali ng price natin sa stock market. So right now, total cases, okay, that's 7,302. Medyo tumataas. Total debt, 137. And total recoveries is 7,701. Although, yun, mas marami nakaka-recover ngayon. Siguro due to vaccine na binibigay sa atin sa Pilipinas. And sa USA, mas mababa nga sa USA, no? So USA is 4,902 ang total cases nila, new. And 98 lang ang total deaths. And total recoveries is 18,439 ang kanilang total recoveries. Kung papansin mo, no, maraming kasing na nagpapabaksin sa USA. Open sila doon sa sa binibigay na sa kanilang government para at least dire-diretso ulit yung economy nila kasi doon nabibase, no, kung gano'n gano'ng karami na napapabaksin sa isang country para at least mawala na yung takot ng tao, no, para lumabas and mag-work or mag-business and then para umakit yung economy. So yun yung kanilang purpose talaga no? And US naman lagi nangunguna yan sa mga ganyang bagay, diba? Worldwide naman we have 289,355 ang new cases natin and 8,285. So mababa na yung death rate natin yan plus the total recoveries mas mataas na 358,776 worldwide ang pinag-uusapan. So bumababa na yung cases ng ating COVID-19. Right? So, in the market summary naman, the local stock market rose on Friday amidst the continued rollout of the country's vaccination program. So, ito yung isa sa mga news and catalyst no, na nagbibigay sa pag-akyat ng ating PSEI. It gained 32.8 points or 0.46% to close at 6,907. And the top movers were FGen 1.66%, Ali 1.59%, MBT 1.53%, MEG at 1.26%, and AC at 1.18% respectively. On the other hand, many main drugs were RHI 2.95%, LTG 1.5% negative, SMPH negative 1.20%, DMC 1% negative, and SMC at 0.83% negative. Value turnover declined at 5.8% billion from 7.4 billion in the previous session. Meanwhile, the net foreign selling grew to 155.4 million from 2.7 million registered in the previous day. Ito isa pa yan sa mga na nakakapag-change ng ating price sa market. Like for example, right now, foreign selling grew to 155.4 million from 2.7 million registered in the previous day. Yung bumaba, nagbenta o nag-sell ng mga foreigner ng kanilang investment. Now we go to the top story. Converge include into FTSE indices. What is FTSE? FTSE. Global Index provide Financial Times Stock Exchange Russell. That's FTSE means. Financial Times Stock Exchange Russell. A unit of London Stock Exchange has included converge into FTSE indices. The FTSE Renaissance IPO Index and FTSE Asian All Shares Index. The FTSE Renaissance IPO Index is designed to track the performance of the global IPO market and covers institutionally investable IPOs in developed and emerging market with an initial market cap of at least $100 million. Recall that the telco recently had its IPO in October last year, and meanwhile, the FTSE Asian All Shares Index was established to promote ASEAN as a regional equity market grouping. This index represents the performance of large, mid, and small cap Asian companies listed on the exchange. So yan, na-listed na yung Converge sa FTSE. Ito yung sa naman to, London Stock Exchange. So kasi IPO lang nila last year, so nakita nila yung potential ng Converge. And normally naman talaga naman ang potential ng Converge kasi diba napakalabilis ang kanilang service and internet, especially internet, kailangan na mas mabilis kasi sa service. Yung ibang company naman, lalo na mga big telco rito sa Philippines, nahuhuli dyan not only do sa internet, yung fast internet na pati yung service din nila. So importante yung magkasama yung pareho dapat mabilis pareho yun, hindi pareho mabagal. Okay, so Converge right now holding at 281.7 pesos. And COL suggests hold at 21.7. Check natin ng Converge. Natin tayong listing dito nakikita natin yung CNP. And so, sa mga inaalagaan na nating price. Yan, umakyat ang bilis 20 pesos to 21, almost 3 pesos. Na price ng Converge right now, opening to ng IPO niya around 16 pesos. Okay, and then after noon, yun, umakyat na siya. Just 3 years. 3 months na to. October, 8 months na pala to. So palitan lang natin yung kailang indicators, kasing dating list or nung ina-analyze natin siya. Ayan yung mga chart niya. Okay. So we have pagpabuhin na lang natin. Mas nakikita ko, mas nauna kung tinitingnan yung kanyang MACD. Okay, yan. So save. So naka-save na siya. So meaning from this level, no, up to tumaas na nga siya ng gusto eh. Kung nakabili ka ng ano natin, lowest price niya tapos hanggang dito sa price niya ngayon. 50% na ang kanyang inakyat. No? That's 735 nung pinaka lowest price niya is 14.40. In just 8 months, no, nag-open siya or nag-IPO siya last year during pandemic. So that's good. Sa lahat may hawak ng Converge. Okay. Other news natin. Shoutout muna tayo kay Adrian Alexander Yu and Sir Malcolm Chan ng COL, Research Analyst. Okay. Sabi niya 21.70 nga pala, hula 21.70. So this time, no, you can hold at this price. Or naman, kung meron ka nga na gusto mag-take profit taking, you can sell at that price nga, yung highest price niya. Okay. So medyo malaki-laki yan. For example, nakapag-purchase ka during price ng 14.40. 14.40. Okay, 14.40. Tayo sabihin na 1. Normally, no, pagka ganyang price yan, you can buy at 10,000 shares. Sabihin natin, how's the price? Around 144,000. Less than 150,000 siya. So at 144,000, you have 10,000 shares. And then, binenta mo at 21.75. No? So meron kang profit na 7.35. So doon natin i-base. So 10,000 shares times 17.35. You have a profit of 173. So parang na-double yung ano mo kasi 50% nga, di ba? 50% yung iyong potential income. So that is 173,500. Diba? Not bad in 8 months of trading, no? Long term mo siya in 8 months. Kung 1 year pa yan, tingnan natin kung magkano abutin. Sa 50% ano niya, up niya. Okay, check din natin yung kanyang so far, no? Kung may binibigay nila. Sa ngayon, na dividends. Kasi since bago pa lang siya, okay, no data. Wala pa. So, wala pa ang binibigay na dividends ang Converge. Okay, save na rin natin yan. Anyway, balik tayo rito. Ano pa yung mga top other news? CLI to develop 20 billion Techno Business Park. The Philippine Reclamation Authority or PRA has approved the 100-hectare reclamation project in Cebu, paving the way to CLI to develop 20 billion Techno Business Park in the area. The PRA and Ming Lanila local government unit signed the agreement for the Ming Mori Techno Business Park. Meanwhile, CNI notice has solid support from equity and bank partners of the project for the project. The company is also able to secure 3 billion notes to fund the first phase of construction, which is to begin the fourth quarter. The Ming Mori project is planned to be completed within 3 to 5 years. All right, so CLI. Ano ba yan? Tingnan natin CLI kung meron siyang movement. Okay. CLI. At Cebu Landmaster INC. Ganda-ganda rin yung kanyang price. Starting last month, no, umakyat na rin siya up to 720. At Cebu Landmaster INC. Kung dito mo base, no, in this support. Okay. Natin mataas yung price. So far, yun ang pinaka in 10 years time. Okay, so far yan ang pinakamataas yung price during its IPO last 2017. Balik tayo sa kanyang year to date. Okay, so from 560 560 563, sabihin natin 563 o 560. Okay, babaan natin dito kasi yung pinaka niya. Support level at 554. And then highest price niya ngayon. No? Nag-pullback pa siya dito and then most probably umakit na yung price niya. But right now, 719 o 720. Okay, so let's check yung potential na income niya from 753 to here. That's 30%. 30% potential income for those who are holding Cebu Landmass or CLI. No, dire-diretso rin siya, no? Consistent yung pag-akit niya and then pull back here. So most probably ano yung price na abutin niya. Wala pa namang resistance level na mas mataas sa price niya. Okay. Check natin yung PE ratio na CLI. Ano yung kanyang yan. Para at least meron tayong idea kung nasaan naabutin kanyang price. PE ratio is 5.62. Maliit, mababa pa, no? So may potential pa siya talagang umakyat ng gusto. Okay, and check din natin yung kanyang dividend. So, dividend. Check din natin directors and management. CLI, directors and management. Okay, Jose R. Soberano the third. Okay, tumatigas si Buto. Grado. And they're giving 123% dividend rate. And stocks ang binigay nila rito, 123%. June 15, 2021. And then cash naman is 0.27, 25. Ito naman April 13, 2021. Good news, no? Nagbibigay sila ng stocks and cash dividend sa mga kanilang shareholder. That is CLI. Okay. And another news, economy. Octa Group backs plan to ease metro lockdown. So the Octa Research Group backed a plan to ease the lockdown of Metro Manila and coronavirus infection continue to fall. The Presidential Palace earlier said the capital region and nearby provinces including Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, and Rizal could be placed under a looser general community quarantine this week. The share of daily coronavirus case in Metro Manila have gone down to 27% of the national tally from 94% during the peak on March 29 to April 4. The report also showed that the reproduction number in the NCR2 for the previous week was 0.72, while the average daily attack rate, ADAR, was 6.7, which means the risk level in the region moderate. The positivity rate in NCR also decreased to 8%, while the hospital care utilization rate also decreased to 36% with an ICU occupancy rate of 49%. That's Octa Group backs East Metro lockdown. So more on malapit dito sa Manila yan . Another economy, and May 21 year level settles at 106.98 billion. Based on the preliminary data, the country end May 2021 gross international reserve level settled at 106.88 billion, slightly lower than the end April level at 107.77 billion. The month-on-month decline reflected outlooks arising in the foreign currency now withdrawals of the national government to pay its foreign currency debt obligation. Nonetheless, these outflows were partly offset by the inflow from BSP foreign exchange operations, income from investment abroad, and the increase in value of BSP's gold holding. At the current level, the GR represents more than adequate external liquidity buffer, which can cover around 12.2 months worth of import of goods and services and payment of primary income. This is also equivalent to 7.4 times country's short-term external debt based on original maturity. So, hindi natin maintindihan masyado sa economist na to. It's more on international natin yan siguro sa obligation natin sa utang natin sa abroad. Anyway. So, shoutout na lang muna tayo, research analyst, John Martin Luciano, Francois Panicolas, Justin Richmond Cheng, Adrian Alexander Yu, Kerwin, Malcolm Chan, mga researcher ng COL. Kasi, yung mga ginagawa nila, mahirap din yan. I-research nila lahat yung mga information regarding sa stock market, local and international, na hindi na natin kailangan gawin. Kasi nga before, di ba, ayun yung mga ginagawa ng mga retail trader. Kanya-kanya silang research. And minsan nakakuha ng mga fake news pa. Hindi naman alam kung fake news dati kasi siyempre more on stories na nakikita sa iba-ibang mga dyaryo o kaya mga information not only sa kasi ngayon nakikita na online na lahat So mapapagpasihan na natin kung ano yung mga tamang news dyan. And siyempre sila naman kukuha ng mga fake news, di ba? And if you want talagang yung pagkakatiwalaan news, punta ka rito kaya sa yung mga disclosures yan ng company dito sa PSEH. Lahat ng mga listed nasa PSE dito lahat yung kanilang news, technical, fundamental, actually more on fundamental dito. Ang technical analysis dito ka check sa INVESTAGRAM o kaya mismo sa COL kung ano gamit yung platform. Kasi makikita mo naman doon yung chart, Like for example, pwede mong hanapin din dito sa ginagamit yung charting ng COL. Ito yung chart ng COL. Sometimes ito ginagamit ko para at least hindi na ako lilipat-lipat. Or, siyempre, para at least may pagkabasihan din tayo, sa mismong COL. Dito pwede mong lagay din yung watchlist mo. Check mo lang. For example, ano ba yung kanina? Converge, iba yung pinag-uusapan. Converge. Check mo yung Converge. And then, Converge ba? Ayan, Converge siya. So, ayan yung kanyang price action using COL chart. Ito, 21.65 points or 0.93%. Ayan ang inakyat ng Converge today. Kano ba price niya ngayon? 21.73. Ito natin sa Converge. Quotation ng Converge. CN. So, 21.7. Up niya ngayon is 0.25 cents lang naman. So, chart niya. Ito kasi nag-open sa 20.50. And then hit the low price up 20.51. Same price din. Open and then 20.51. Opening price at lowest price is 20.51. So ngayon, nasa 20.90 na siya ngayon. 20 point price niya. 20.7. Ito natin na pagkasihan. So, lowest price, opening price at 20.7, low at 21.65. and the highest price is 20.9. That's the ano, price of Converge today. Okay. Trades is 965 trade. Dito ang pwede kang bumili ng board lot niya na 100. So meaning, if you want to buy Converge ngayon, kung gusto makasakay dyan, mag-invest dyan. So at the price of 21.90, 21.90, 100 board lot lang, eh, pwede kang bumili, no? That ang initial ano mo dyan is 2,190. Okay, and ang magiging puhunan mo. Kaya, di ba, pwede kang makapag-participate at maliit lang yung puhunan mo. Hindi ito yung sinasabi nga lagi na kailangan marami kang pera o meron kang malaking investment para makapag-participate kasi stock market. No. When start at small amount like 2,190, di ba? Isang kainan lang yun o dalawang kainan. Yung ginastos namin dun sa outing eh, more than that. Pero, di ba, at least enjoy naman namin na family namin. Minsan lang naman yun. And, diba, masarap kasi pag may bonding kayo. Lalo ko kayo, ng pamilya nyo. Diba? Hindi naman parate. O ngayon, kung hindi ka parating nakipag-bonding sa family mo, o yung extra mo na 2,000, lagyan mo sa investment kaysa naman magkasumo kung saan. Diba? Kasi isang order lang sa Shopee yan. Totoo lang. Marami, di ba? Minsan ako nagkasunod-sunod yung order ko. Meron pang nai-scam pa na product na hindi mo wala magagamit. Di ba? Beware kayo dyan sa Facebook. Napakaraming produkto dyan na hindi mo magagamit kasi kaya ako nasabi 2 beses na ako nadali. Kaya yun, hindi na ako masyado nagtitingin dyan. Most ads dyan is di ba? Akala mo maganda at mura. Yung pala pag tinignan mo sa Shopee or Lazada, mas mura pala siya. At the same time, security kasi pwede mo ibalik. Pwede mo i-bakwa yung ma-refund yung pinambayad mo. Sa Facebook, hindi mo na ma-refund. Ilang beses ko na ginagawa. Kasi doon paano nila ang sistema nila doon. Kung talagang sinasadya ba nila yun o talagang style na nila yun manloko ng tao. Kasi nakita ko rin sa mga reviews, no, comment, halos lahat ay ang sinabi, no, hindi nagpo-function yung products na binili nila, kaya hindi yung products na talaga nilang pinurchase. Anyway, kaya ko lang naman masabi yun, di ba? Instead na bibili tayo sa mga ganong mga produkto hindi natin kailangan, why not na ilagay natin sa ganitong investment na, di ba? The long run, dumadami yan, lumalaki. Kasi kung 2,000 lang, sabihin natin, 2,000 ang monthly, no? Na ilang, pwede mong itabi. Times sa 12. Meron ka ng 24,000, no? Actually, savings yan, pero if you put it in investment, di ba, mas malaki ang ikinta niyan. Pwedeng potential income yan pagka nilagay mo long term. And kung wala namang 2,000 lang yung ipon, di ba, kung half nun is 1,000, that's another 12,000 na savings na pwede mo lang sa investment. Kaya hindi sabihin ng iba, kailangan malaki yung puhunan ko dyan. No. Kaya mo sinabing malaki kasi hindi nakakapag-ipon. Diba? Kaya hindi ka rin nakakapagsimula. Alright? So, yun sabi ko nga, at 100 board lot, pwede ka nang bumili o 2,140 and then meron ka ng participation o meron ka ng share dito sa stocks na gusto bilhin. Like for example, itong Converge, which is maganda yung kanyang reviews ngayon, di ba? Alright, so ito ba? Wala na, no? Topic ko na yan. And then, bago yung ngayon. Ayun lang yung kanyang latest research, no, ng COL. So i-update na natin, no, yung kasi anong oras na ngayon, 10:15, 45 minutes na nag-open yung ating market. So far wala pa masyadong movement. So, kita natin din sa ticker para at least idea tayo. Bagal pa, di ba? Mabagal pa ang movement niya. Monday ngayon, you know? Parang puyat pa yung mga tao doon sa mga nag-outing. Ako nga parang inaantok pa rin nga ako eh. Hindi pa ako ano to? Parang naantok pa yung aking diwa. Magusto ko sabihin. Hindi ko pa masabi. Anyway, at least hindi dito naman lahat yan. Pwede nyo namang i-research din, di ba? O balikan, o kaya, pag natutunan nyo to, kayo naman ang kayo na yung mag-decide eh. Ako naman ina-update ko lang, sinishare ko lang yung mga natutunan ko na nalaman ko. Which is the basic, no? Ang basic natin, fundamental and technical. Yun lang, fundamental technical analysis. No? Yung pag-trade naman, yung yung strategy na tinatawag natin, siyempre, ayun yung may mga, mamaya ito sabihan ko sa inyo, yung mga options na pwede yung gawin. Okay. Dito hindi natin may di-discuss yun eh. No? Medyo, ayun yung mga pinag-aalala na. Alright? So, pa ba pwede kong i-share sa inyo? Okay, share ko na sa inyo yung dito okay na, no? I-ano na natin pala, update lang muna tayo kung bagal pa yung takbo ng market natin. So, PSEI, we have 38 companies. No? Out of 30, we have 18. Top 3 is BDO, ICT, and JFC. So, sabi ko nga rito, most stocks na nandito is mga blue chip lahat actually nandito. Kaya, mga pansin mo. Okay? Maganda rin yung price niyan. Pero may maliit din na price na nandito. Like for example, if we want to participate sa PSEI, Philippine Stock Exchange Index na top 30, pwede kang pumili. Like for example, MEG. Magkano lang MEG? Mega World ang name ng company niyan. MEG is only 3.22 pesos. Check natin laging nasa uptrend lagi yan, no? Nasa gaining palaging position yan. Hindi naman most of the time kasi maganda yung project ng MEG ngayon, no? Kaya ako naman nababanggit yung company na to na MEG. And this is owned by top company na mga nandito rin, yung mga sister company niya. Like for example, Fundador. Fundador and Emperador. Emperador is the largest or brand name in wine or brandy sa Spain. Actually, nabinili yan. May-ari na ngayon si Andrew Tan. Andrew Tan is biggest name here in the Philippines. No? So, yung fundador kanyan, so na-purchase na rin niya, na-acquire niya rin yung Emperador dito sa Pilipinas, kanya. Owned by Andrew Tan, and then acquire niya na rin yung fundador. Nasa Spain naman yon. Kaya imagine mo, tayo yung nag-acquire ng mga malalaking company sa ibang bansa. Kaya naman doon, kasi nga, maganda yung, si Spain, di ba? Maganda taniman doon. So, pati distillery and yung taniman ng wine, siyempre, kasama na yung nabenta, nabili. Malaki yun eh. Malaki pagkakabili doon. No? Talagang handaan siguro ni Andrew Tan yun. And doon nga, Mega World is another company of Andrew Tan, and aggressive siya ngayon sa mga projects. Kasi ang dami niya pang capital na hindi niya pa nagagamit. No? Kasi during lockdown. Right now ngayon, tuloy-tuloy na yung mga projects. At the same time, international pa yung mga nag-i-invest. No, kaya kung may mga interesado kayo na mag-invest sa Pilipinas, mga OFW man kayo, migrant o kaya mga foreigner, pwede kayo mag-invest. Lalo na yung in-offer nila ngayon na Condotel. Condotel is an investment na condo na hotel pa. No? Pag nag-invest ka dyan, may property ka na condo, and then hindi mo na kailangan ikaw maghanap ng mag-rent, hindi mo na kailangan ikaw pa yung mag-aayos ng condo mo para pagka may bago mag-rent, ayusin mo pa or ikaw pa maintenance, yan. So, meron nang mag-handle nun, no? Meron nang magmamanage nun, which is yun nga yung sa hotel. Kaya ang tawag doon ng condo hotel. So, yung condo and then yung hotel naman ang mag-manage nun para at least may mga mag-rent doon. And then, syempre, hati na yon or depende sa nakalimutan ko yung percentage na binibigay nila para sa mga owner ng condo. Kumikita ka na, may sarili ka pang units. Pwede mong gamitin for free kasi yung unit. Pero hindi parate. Meron silang parang 1 month. 1 month ba yan? Naubos mo for 1 year. At the same time, kung ikaw naguhulugan or nag-installment, wala ka nang problemahin. Hindi naman galing sa pocket mo yung pambayad monthly. Doon na magagaling doon sa pagmamanage ng hotel mo. Okay? So, napaganda ng kanilang project. Kung may mga question kayo regarding yan, gusto nyo mag-invest, just PM me or kaya mag-comment kayo para at least I can discuss with you kasi meron tayong partners na mga ganyan sa abroad, international. Yung mag-handle kung nasa abroad kayo. Kung sa Pilipinas naman, okay lang din. You can contact me para at least i-ano ko kayo, i-guide regarding to sa mga ganyang projects. Alright? Aside from that, siya rin yung franchise owner ng McDonald's. Yun na. Doon na nagsisil din. McDonald's ba naman dahil dito sa Philippines branches niya. So, siya yung franchise owner niya. Okay, so napakalaking company ang Mega World. So, kung gusto niyo mag-participate, sabi ko nga, sa mga stocks na mababa lang, kasi how much is stock of Mega World right now? 322. So, kung 3.22 lang siya times 10,000 shares, that's 32,200. No, meron ka ng stock ng Mega World. And right now, Mega World, magkano yung magiging niya? Andito ba sa watchlist yan? Wala. Okay, lagay ko siya ngayon sa watchlist. Add ko siya. Watchlist name, Mega World. Mega World. Nabangan natin make. Save. So, pag chinek mo siya rito, Mega World, okay, dito, yan, lalabas na yung Mega World. Yan ang kanyang price ngayon, price action. So, makita natin, during pandemic, bumagsak din talaga siya. Yung price na, yan. It's March, yung price niya, pero naka-recover siya, di ba, last March din, ito, yung price niya. And then ngayon, bumaba rin siya ng konti and then umakit na naman siya ngayong May and June. So, ayan talagang takbo ng market, Akit baba lang siya. Pero, ayun ang pinakamaganda. Pag bumaba siya sa ang price, that's the right time to buy, di ba? Buy low and then pag umakit siya, doon ka magbebenta, sell high. Misa kasi baligtad na nangyayari dahil sa mga bago. No? Pag bumibili sila, nakakabili sila doon sa mataas ang presyo. Kaya nangyari, buy high, sell low. Pagbaba naman dahil sa takot o emotional, nakapagbenta sila ng mababang price. So malaki yung nagiging loss nila during the time na nag-sell sila ng kanilang stocks or shares. So yan, from here, 3 pesos, ngayon nasa 3 point, ano siya ngayon? 25. Okay. So, yun yung price ng MEG. Kung gusto nyo lang, mag-participate sa mga ganyang mababang price na stocks. Meron pa rin namang iba. Like, for example, yan, MPI. MPI or, ito, EMP naman, Emperador. Kanya pa rin yan. Kay Andrew Tan pa rin yan, Emperador. Okay, pwede yun. 10 pesos na yan yung price niya. Pero sinasabi nga natin much lower price, ayan, MPI, which is Metro Pacific Investment Corporation. 4 pesos. Kaya mag-participate dyan. Kung gusto nyo lang. Or, ano pa ba yung isang katabi niya? DMC. DMC price is 7 pesos. 6 pesos. Yeah. DMC is DMC Holdings, 6 pesos. Kasi pag bumili ka dyan at 10,000, kasi yun ang mga significant price yan. Stocks yan, o shares. Malaki-laki yung cents lang yan, malaki ng niya, ang dalaw niya. Kasi 10,000, diba? Times mo sa 0.50 o 50 cents lang ginalaw, 5,000 na agad ang iyong potential income. Eh kung piso yan, that is 10,000 pesos din yung potential income niya. So, ganun ang pag-compute ng income ng dito sa stocks. Alright? Okay. So, move on. No? Overall stock natin, we have out of 274 listed sa ating PSE, we have 76 as of now, so the moment ang gaining. And top 3 is Frame OB GMA7. GMA7, alam niyo naman siguro ito, no? Wala nang kakalaban ngayon to kasi yung ABS, wala nang franchise. So sila nag-dominate ngayon in terms of TV, broadcasting. Okay. Kalaban na lang yan is yung tag ito, yung ngayon, yung trading risk management broadcast. Anyway, that is our overall. Financial naman, we have top 9. We have 4 out of 9 BDO, SECB, and PNB. That's our top 3. Actually, may mga news dito about Union Bank. I don't know if it is true. No? Union Bank right now, bakit bumaba yung Union Bank? 75.65. Tingnan natin yung Union Bank dito sa chart niya. Ito na natin. Kasi may mga current news regarding sa kanilang bagong online banking. Kaya sabi ko, dapat maayos nila yan eh. Kasi meron ako account na gano'n eh. Anyway, okay naman yung movement ng market niya, no? Ito nga from 54 last October last year, bakit na siya ng 75. But the thing is, yun nga, pagka may mga ganun kasing news, nakaka-apekto yan ng price kahit even dito sa stock market. Kaya dapat tayo na ang kanilang ayusin. Right? So, that's Union Bank of the Philippines. And then dito naman sa industrial natin, we have top, okay, out of 28, we have 15. No? So, yan, medyo maganda-ganda ito dahil nasa sa average tayo. JFC, APN, MWC, Manila Water Corporation. Ito actually, gumaganda niya. Tingnan natin Manila Water Corporation. 0.54, no? Umabot sa 50 cents siya. Diba nagpalit na to ng leadership eh. Okay. Enrique Razon ang pinakamay-ari nito. Or CEO and President ng Manila Water Corporation. Alright, so dito tayo. Okay, financial, industrial, okay, holdings. Out of 15, we have 3, AEB, LTG, and AGI. Okay, and then property, okay, out of property check. 13, we have 9, SMPH, BLL, and MEG. O, yan, kasama na naman yung MEG. Sabi sa inyo eh. Try nyo, tignan nyo. Baka makapag-invest kayo dyan. Services. Out of 24, we have 11. ICT Globe and GMA7. And last is mining and oil. Out of 9, we have 3. Nickel, SEC, CPM. Okay, that's the update for today sa ating mga sector, no? Sa ating stock market. Right? Sa ating COL o Philippine Stocks Market. Okay, so let's move on natin sa ating insight with April Lee. But before that, medyo panoorin nyo lang muna yan.
Competition has become more intense in the Philippines telecommunications sector. With movement restrictions still in place, many industries continue to rely on digital services, resulting in increased demand for faster internet connectivity. Philippine telco players have stepped up their game, allotting tens of billions of pesos to meet consumer demands. One of the country's telco giants, Globe, even says there could be a hyper-competitive home broadband market in the country. But to truly stand out, Globe believes merely improving internet speed will not do the trick. Let's now talk to Globe President and CEO Ernest Hu. and get his insight. So I'd like to start out by asking a question about your capital expenditure. So I think you announced that you'll be spending 70 billion this year. And how will you be spending that 70 billion between the mobile phone business and also your home broadband business? Because of course you have the threat of competition from the third telco, and then on the other hand you have the growing home broadband business.
No, it's actually true. No, it's going to be a balancing act on our part, given that despite the fact that our capex is a record 70 billion, one a number that's likely to be exceeded, no? Given the demand that we're seeing. It's going to be spread between both the mobile side as well and the fiber side, the home broadband side of the business. We already acknowledged.
Tingnan natin, mukhang nagkakaroon ng technical natin kung okay. Problem tayo sa wala ata yung maganda yung kanilang topic yan about Globe Telecom. Favorite na yung favorite ko company. Siyempre, hindi yung aking FOMO. Okay, balik tayo. Remove ko lang ulit. Stop screen, share screen. Isa sa hindi masada pag live. Okay. So let's move on. Kailan din i-discuss. Balikan natin dito yung si April Litan is from COL, no? One of officers COL, and then yung kanyang in-interview si Ernest Hu ng Globe Telecom, President CEO ng Globe Telecom. Pag napalit na ba ito? Dati inabot ko si Sino ba yung president niya dati? Anyway, so balikan na natin yung kanilang interview.
About your capital expenditure. So I think you announced that you'll be spending 70 billion this year. And how will you be spending that 70 billion between the mobile phone business and also your home broadband business? Because of course you have the threat of competition from the third telco, and then on the other hand you have the growing home broadband business.
No, it's actually true. No, it's going to be a balancing act on our part, given that despite the fact that our capex is a record 70 billion, a number that's likely to be exceeded, no? Given the demand that we're seeing. It's going to be spread between both the mobile side as well and the fiber side, the home broadband side of the business. We already acknowledged that in the market that we are behind in fiber rollouts, and so that's something that we cannot neglect. No? We are trying to get to over 1 million fiber lines, actually 1.2 to 1.3 million to be exact, which is about 2.6 times our build coming off 2020. So it'll be a very, you would say, difficult year for capex. The business of telco seems like an endless capex business, and it's proving itself to be one.
Yeah, and on the
Yes. I-review lang natin yun, yung kanyang diniscuss. No? Yung kanilang capex and yung kanilang 70 billion. Ang laki, paano lang ubusin this year yun? Pero marami nga silang project, no? Kasi yan, inamin nila, behind sila in terms of technology, no? Sa mga bago ngayon. Kaya dapat talaga, pero mga baka ano yun, strategy din ng Globe Telecom. Tinitigan mo nila kung ano yung pinakamabilis, sino pinakamabilis. And then siyempre, doon sila makikipagkompetensya. Magdadala sila ng mga matitinding ano rito. ah mga partners, no, para mas lalong bumlis yung kanilang ah, services. Hopefully, no? And siyempre, kaya alam ko, paborito ko yan dahil yung mga unang company na talaga tinignan natin before, which is mataas na nga ngayon yung kanyang price, pero mas maganda pa rin mag-invest ngayon sa Globe Telecom. Right? So, balikan natin yung kanyang interview.
Cell sites, like if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be around 2,000 cell sites that will be added this year.
Yes, with the partnerships that we've established with the various tower companies, we do expect to reach that number. The implementation of cell sites now in partnership with these companies have allowed us to build more using the same amount of capex or actually less. No? So, instead of saving on the capex, we decided to build more sites instead, given that the traffic that we're seeing on the mobile networks continues to increase year on year.
I guess one of the concerns of investors is about the huge capex is it might affect the cash dividend. So I'm just wondering if, in line with the massive capex for this year, will you be potentially reducing the dividend payout ratio?
Well, certainly that's not the plan. The plan is to keep it within the dividend policy, albeit at the bottom end of it. I believe that's about 60-65% of prior year's net income. No? And we think that this year, that's in the budget already, and it seems like it's going to be secure. Obviously, the capex will bring pretty big, strain and heavy strain on the balance sheet. But in the past years, we've been able to manage this, with the cash flows that, in our growing business. There's growth happening in the broadband side. There's a bit of weakness on the mobile side of the business because people are still not yet completely back to work, but we're seeing a rebound already happening. However, I'm sure that the finance team has been very good at keeping us within covenants, keeping us within our dividend policy, and the expectation is that's going to be what's going to happen in 2021, April.
All right. So yung kanyang ang laki ng ang dami pala, no? Project release around 2,000 cell site, which is actually yung 'di ba, yung ginagawa ngayon ng dito Telecom. 2,000 cell sites sa provinces. More than na yung ginagawa nila doon. Siguro sila mag-roll out sila sa provinces kasi dito sa Manila masyadong marami na silang cell sites, no? And yun ang tinarget nila talaga kasi ito yung pinaka business site, no, sa Philippines, lalo na sa mga area na maraming nagnenegosyo, maraming tao na natin related na lugar. Okay? And ang question sa kanya is baka maapektuhan yung dividend na binibigay kasi malaking dividend binibigay ng Globe Telecom. Totoo lang, tingnan natin Globe Telecom para at least you have an idea. Globe Telecom is giving actually chairman nila siya. Okay, ano pa rin yan? Ayala pa rin yan. Ernest L. Cruz. Dito pa kayo mga dati. Mabuhay pa ba? Tagal na no? Anyway, okay, they're giving around 7 pesos back. Fixed rate. Globe Telecom rate into shares per share. Ito. Fixed rate of 5,206 per annum, calculated respect of each share by reference to the offer. Price of 500 per share on a 30 to 360-day basis for the 6-month dividend period. 500. No? And then on common cash shares, 27 per common shares. So, common cash shares is 27, given at May and February and January this year. So, malaki, no? So, maganda rin dito talaga mag-invest sa Globe Telecom kasi malaking binibigay ng dividends. So, kung kukumpitin mo yan sa 27 na lang sabihin natin, meron kang 100 times 27, additional 2,700. Pero ang question na magkano yung Globe Telecom ngayon? Diba? Globe Telecom price right now Ano ko ito? Globe. So, Globe Telecom is 1859. Sabi natin 19. 19. Okay, times mo yun sa 100. So, 190,000 yung iyong uh, investment dyan. May 27 ka. Pero hindi lang naman isang bigay niya. Marami po siyang, di ba, binibigay na dividend. Tulad kanina tingnan natin. Di ba? They're giving ilan? January, February, May, and July. Okay. Yan yung mga dividend na binibigyan nila. Depende yan sa kung gaano karaming shares na nabili mo. Alright. So, balik tayo, no?
With Ditto finally launching in Metro Manila and the nearby areas, are you changing the game plan to prepare for the new competitor?
Honestly, no. We see the PLDT as our main competitor, and and that's who we actually prepare for. PLDT has been executing significantly better in the last few years, and I think the moves we make in response to our main competitor will be good enough to prepare for the new entrant. The new entrant obviously has a very significant network disadvantage that they still have to overcome. And up until the service and the product equalizes, I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to compete against the two larger and more entrenched incumbents. No?
Not to speculate, but how long do you think it will take for Ditto to become a major threat to the incumbents, which is you and Smart?
Well, I don't really want to speculate because I am not privy to their plans in terms of aggression. Maybe I can just talk to you about the different factors you should consider as you yourself make that evaluation. First of all, in terms of rollouts, it's been much easier given the fact that the ARTA and the Bayanihan 2 law have been really helpful in helping us secure the permits. The permits have been coming out, and so it's not been a big delay anymore. I can't say it's 100%. There are still some LGUs that are very insistent that they stick to the old way and want to make things difficult.
I've always been.
Sige lang siya ano. Anyway, yung question kanina ni April Litan, no, regarding sa dito kung ganong ka-threaten yung dalawang big telco, no, sa ngayon is talaga nag-dominate in terms of internet and cellphone. Pati yung layout din, siyempre na kanilang mga cell site. So, hindi niya mabanggit. Totoo lang kasi siyempre bawal nga sa atin din. Mas maganda yung EA, yung kanilang i-discuss, yung kanila, yung company nila. But then, kung for me sa akin, review ko lang for me. Kung magiging ano sila, ipabayado sila, sa siyempre underdog nga yung dito ngayon, 'di ba? Normally mga underdog yung mga 'di ba, nanalo sa game o sa sports. Normally hindi naman para lagi. But ayun nga, since may equal ang ano naman nila ang labanan niya, kumbaga pwede naman kahit sino ngayon, sabi nga 'di ba, mabilis kayo magbigay ng mga permits lalo sa pagpagawa ng mga cell sites o kaya mga tower. So most probably pagka hindi nila tinignan yung move nandito, baka mabigla sila. Lalo ngayon that is a big factor sa kanila na talagang pinaboran din sila ng government natin, 'di ba? Kasi nga para at least maganda laban, kasi ano bang laban ng isang bagong company sa isang malalaking company na kung di sila bibigyan ng favor. Aside from that, no, innovation wise, no, dito is, 'di ba? Ano na sila talagang naka-brand as 5G network na no? And kung i-compare natin do sa dalawa, no, na hindi pa ata sila nakapag-innovate, no, regarding sa yun nga, sa kung anong gagamitin na lang system, doon sila mabibigla, ano, pagka nangyari yan. 5G is mabilis na internet connection yan. So, kung yun ang pagkabasihan, no? And alam mo naman mga Pilipino, pag sinabing ah, mabilis, mabilis yung internet, o yung gamit, services, syempre, maglilipatan yan. So, doon sila, wag silang masyadong maging complacent dun sa ganong ano nila, at bago sila. Di ba, ganun nangyari sa mga company na nawala. Or kaya bumaba yung kanilang sales, di ba? So, maraming mga ganon, no? Na branded na. Sample na lang tayo, Nokia. Actually, before nag-business kami with the Globe Telecom, ang kanilang ginagamit talaga na pang cellphone is Nokia, no? So, sa mga cellphone na user subscriber, no? Nokia yung ino-offer namin, wala nang iba, no? Kasi pag nag-offer kami ng ibang cellphone before, hindi ka talaga pagbibilihan, hindi ka bibilihan, no? Ang hahanapin sa'yo Nokia kahit na matagal pa i-deliver. Yun yung naging experience namin before na nagkaroon kami ng chance na nag-business with Globe Telecom as a distributor of cellphone, pati yung kanilang yung subscription. No? So, yun ang naging way para mas bumili. Mas marami ang mag-subscribe sa kanila kung ano yung brand ng cellphone ang kanilang i-offer. And during talaga that time, no, ang Nokia ang bukang bibig ng tao. Meron ba kayong Nokia, ganito, ganyan? No? Dalawang klaseng Nokia nga lang before yung aming offer. No? Isang Nokia 5110. Tama ba yun, Nokia 51? Yung malaki pa yan. Pwede pampukpok. Okay, and then yung isang Nokia 2110i. Yun yung mga brand nun, ng cellphone. Which is, magkaiba lang sila ng, siyempre, ng forma, no? Updated, upgraded. And then yung pag-text, no? Kasi mas maganda na siyang, maganda na yung pad niya, keypad niya. Anyway, this was before. Ngayon, pagka ang thinking pa rin nila is just the same, di ba? Mauna kami, dahil kami nauna, di ba? Law first, tapos hindi naman nag-innovate, pwede rin mahuli, di ba? Kaya dapat, ayun, mag-innovate sila. And then, kung yung pera na sinasabi nga nila na gagastos nila, or budget nila for this year pa lang, 70 billion, malaking pera yun na pwede talagang makapag-advance o innovate ng kanilang sistema, no? So hopefully, no, na yun, malagpasan ng Globe. Huwag lang nilang isipin na PLDT ang kanilang kompetensya, dapat lahat tinitignan nila. Diba? Kahit nga yung Converge, pag hindi mo tinignan as a competitor yan, lalong lalaki ng lalaki yan. Okay, anong ngayon ang target ng Converge ngayon? Makipag-partner sa Tesla, 'di ba? Sa kay Elon Musk, do sa ano ba yung hawak na satellite? X ba yan? Basta, malaking news yan pagka nagkatuluyan yung kanilang deal. Anyway, balikan na natin yung kanyang interview. Marami pa.
However, the ARTA, with under the supervision of Secretary Anyo has been really, really helpful to us. So that being said, that the telco game is a very expensive one, and it's a very, you would say, as you said, capital intensive one. And my other data point for being able to be a significant player is Sun and Digitel, when it was owned by JG Summit. If you recall, they were in the market for 10 years but never made any money. I guess we don't know what the appetite is of the shareholders of Dito to fund the operations until that point, no, where they can become a truly valuable and profitable company.
What's your experience in other countries, or based on what you're seeing, is it possible for, say, a newcomer to grab an equal market share with the incumbents to the point that eventually it will become a 30% split between the three players here in the Philippines?
It depends on the approach taken. I've only seen one success story in as a new player, a new entrant and late entrant into the market, and that has been Reliance Jio of India. No? Mr. Ambani spent, I believe, upwards of $40 to $50 billion to build up his network, build up his staff, and he only launched his product after 5 years of building, and only when his network was at par with that of his competitors. And then after that, he proceeded to give the service away for free for 1 year. So that's really big bucks with very deep pockets behind it. As we know, he's the richest man in India and owns one of the largest, not the largest company in India, in Reliance Industries. So that, in that sense, has really upended the industry in India and really hurt the incumbents, Airtel.
描繪動人
and Idea and all the others, and even instituted or instigated a consolidation of the industry. There's only 3 players left in India now, from 9 or 12 when the industry started. So that's the only success story I've seen. The rest of the world, I would say, has been littered with, they would say, unsuccessful startups in the telco world. It's been very, very difficult. I've even seen that in Myanmar, even when telcos all start at the same time, it does stratify who has the best execution. And only 1 or 2 of the telcos there are being successful at the moment.
You have been earlier quoted as saying speed should not be the only indicator of a good service. So at this point, what are you focused on improving on?
Yeah, first, let me, state why I said that with vis-a-vis speed. My own belief is that speed has to be up to a certain point. It is critical. It needs to be at a certain level for people to enjoy the service in an uninterrupted manner, so they can enjoy streaming video, streaming music, browse anywhere, even at periods of peak usage. I think we've largely achieved that in the Philippines, where speeds now are upwards of 20 plus Mbps. We should now focus on consistency, and coverage. There are still many areas in the Philippines that, need additional capacity and coverage to get that same speed that we get here in the NCR or Metro Manila area. I would invest the capex into achieving consistency of service across the country, where many more people will see the speeds that we get here in the metro. Second, of course, is customer care and digitalization. We need a lot more self-service capabilities for our customers. We are actively redeveloping our digital capabilities through our Globe One app, Globe at Home app, and TM apps. That's a lot of investment. We put together a growth team to handle that particular endeavor, and hopefully the public will have much easier access without the need to speak to a human being, right? Because a lot of stuff can be done via the app already.
And that said, what are the factors that will, in your opinion, that will cause your clients or subscribers to stay loyal to Globe, especially given that the Philippines is a prepaid market and it's so easy to switch from one provider to another?
Yes, that's true. And a good portion of them do go back and forth between the 2 telcos, the 2 incumbents. I think it's overall experience, right? And consistency of service. If people are satisfied with the speed that they're getting and they get it most of the time or all the time, they're able to load if you're a prepaid subscriber at any times of the day in the manner that you want to use for loading. Whether you want to go to the Sari store if you're brave enough to go outside, or you want to load it through the GCash app, for which not majority, but a good portion of our loading already happens today, or go through one of our apps and load in that manner as well, right? I mean, it's getting convenience, it's getting friction, I think, removed on part of delivering the service that will make the true difference and not give any people any reason to switch. Another factor would be competitive offers. We've always been very competitive in this manner. We do not lead the price game, certainly, but we do have very good values that we've been given. And partly, I think one of the reasons why growth has been muted.
There are 2 ways to think about money.
So, sinabi niya muna sa services, no? Para hindi ko makalimutan yan. Actually, that's the problem of Globe Telecom, service, no? And lalo na yung mga customer service, wala yan. Aside from the internet, no? na most places na kahit sabihin mo na sa Metro Manila, ang bagal pa rin ng kanilang internet connection. And doon sila nalalag behind eh. Hindi nila na talagang inasikaso, inaayos yun. Eh. It takes time pa bago nila malaman na naintindihan na talagang ayun importante sa mga tao. Yung internet, hindi yung data. Ano? Kasi di ba nung nangyari na to ngayong lockdown, nasa na ba yung mga tao ngayon? Nasa bahay na lang, di ba? So talagang lumaki yung subscriber ng mga internet provider. No? Ay kung inayos nila noong time na yun bago pa magkaroon ng lockdown, hindi mag-aalis ang kanilang mga customer. Yung loyal customer pa naman. Kami actually we use Globe Telecom for 2 years kasi yun na may nasa contract. Kaya lang after nun talagang we change provider na. Kasi sayang no? We're paying around 2,000 pesos and then nga, meron kang landing, hindi mo naman na ginagamit yan. Ang importante is internet, napakabagal. 3 Mbps, ang inano mo is 15 Mbps, di ba? It's a problem. Aside from that, yung customer service na, di ba, nag-aano sila ngayon ng mostly digital na ang sasagot or ang makikita mo doon is more on sa apps, no? Yung mga sasagot doon na parang AI na. Pero kailangan rin pa rin ng human di ba, customer service na makikipag-usap ka. Ayun ang ginawa ngayon ng Converge, kaya maganda no, even na wala silang customer service line or phone na tatawagan. Mabilis silang makapag-connect with people using yung kanilang system na nandoon na rin sa apps, no, na pwede mo silang tawagan anytime, no, kahit sa gabi pwede kang mag-connect para at least ma-check mo kung okay ba yung mga question no, na email. Actually, you just email first and then pwede mo, pag hindi nila nasagot, pwede mo nang tawagan. No, kaya vice versa, kung gusto mong tawagan muna para at least malaman nila may in-email ka kasi baka hindi nga rin minsan na nasasagot na delay sa daming customer. So yun, ayun dapat ang nila, not only apps sa apps lang. No, dapat meron silang human pa rin connection. No, kasi pag ganun ginawa niya, parang katulad din ng dating ginagawa nila ng customer service. Napakaraming numbers na kailangan pindutin mo bago ka makausap ng customer service. And sometimes nakakat pa, di ba? Hindi pa, kunyari, ipatapos yung inyong transaction nawawala na agad yung mga customer service. Ano kung talagang sinasadyang mawala o kinakat yung call o kaya hindi nila natatapos. No? Sabihin nila naputol dahil hindi, minsan naranasan ko 3 beses, 4 na beses. Minsan 5 beses pa na paiba-iba. Naubos na lang yung oras mo sa kakatawag dahil nga sa service na kanilang ginawa. Dapat ay nangayusin din nila. I don't know kung hindi naman nila maririnig to. Pero sa dami ng mga nagko-complain, nalaman ko naman yan kasi dahil meron silang page na puro complain ang nangyari nung time na last year bago ako mag-change ng company o ng internet provider. Kasi kala namin maayos yun, hindi din pala nila maayos. Anyway, so I'm not against Globe Telecom. No, it's a big company. Diyan kami din nag-start. Kaya lang dapat para hindi sila mahuli, no? Lalo sa in terms of innovation. Mauna din sila dahil marami naman silang pera para panggastos. Sabi niya nga, di ba? Meron silang 70 billion na panggastos. Samantalang yung 70 billion na yun, yung parang kulang, wala pa 70 billion na gagastos yun, nandito. Wag nila hantayin na maunahan sila ng mga innovation ng bagong company. At siya rin nagsabi na other country nangyari na yun. Yung first yung last na pumasok sa industry sa telco ay yun siya lang nag-dominate. Basta sa India yun siya sabi. So baka mangyari yun. Pero yun, bumas ng malaki. Ilang billion dollars siya, $50 billion. Kanyang nag-asos para lang. Tapos 1 year na free yung mga daming mga nasa India, di ba? Ilang population yan. Kung free nila niya lahat yung 1 year na subscription, napakalang pera talaga. Kailangan ilabas niya. Pero, marketing yan. Ngayon, sila naman nag-dominate. Kaya, kung gawin din ng dito yan, no? Kung merong mag-invest yan ng napakalaki at 1 year nila i-free. Kaya lang ngayon, nagbibentahan na sila ng SIM card. Malay mo, di ba, i-promo din nila yan dahil sinabi niya na ngayon, may makadinig o strategize na gawin yan, baka nga doon sila maglipatan yung mga subscriber. Not only sa internet but also sa cellphone. Kasi napakalimbagay pa rin ng cellphone niya kasi we're using data. Lalo na sa hindi pa inaabot ng internet connection. Diba? Okay. Balikan natin siya.
The increasing data allocations we've been giving for the same price throughout this period. No? So, I think those are the factors that really give people the reason to stay in one particular network.
So after a strong 2020, do you think there's still much room for growth in the home broadband industry, or do you think it's already mature, or it's only pandemic driven?
I think the pandemic has actually changed the habit. Now, we were just going through some of the analysis on the market prior to this particular meeting with you. And what we're seeing is that, more and more households are willing to go and get a postpaid contract for broadband than we've ever seen. These are even segments in the D and the C, lower C and D segments of the population. And that's really, to me, a astounding change in behavior. Today, they are allocating a bigger portion of their monthly spend to this and willing to sign a contract that binds them for a few years on the service, which is a very big shift. That being said, there's also a huge market left because there's still a lot of greenfield opportunities out there, a lot of areas that still don't have fiber, despite the aggressive expansion of PLDT, Converge, and Globe. I think there's still much more room to grow, and that's why we're devoting significant amounts of capex into this sector.
Okay, another growth area for you is GCash. It's been cementing its market lead amidst the pandemic. So when are we expecting this business to be a major contributor to Globe's bottom line?
Well, GCash has certainly been a beneficiary of the pandemic. As they say, in every crisis, out will come a new company that will mature and emerge, as a large.
中中學堂進階篇
Yes, GCash. Yan, doon naman ako nasihan. Sinabi tanong ni April dito. Why? Kasi GCash right now, ito yung way of payment, transfer of money, and even yung investment din sila dyan, no? And I've been using GCash for ilang months na rin. Na convenient talaga. Lalo sa ginagawa kong investment sa cryptocurrency. No? Kasi doon sa cryptocurrency ay yung pinakamabilis na way para makapag-transfer ka ng cash, no? Even sa international market, kasi yun ang ginagamit na nga rin, no? GCash transfer, okay, and ito siyempre video, ayun ginagamit kasi video to GCash, GCash to video, so doon lang ako nag-transfer. And then I don't know lang kung magkano yung the maximum transfer na that we can get, kasi parang 50K pa lang yung pinakalakita ko. Pag kami malaking transaction, I don't know kung nakakapag-transact pa sila doon. Just like other wallet, no? Like for example, yung coin.ph and then Paymaya that you can transfer 100 or even I know 500 to 1 million, no? If you approve dun sa kanilang kung kano pwede mo i-transfer o kaya i-receive. Anyway, so tingnan lang natin kung hanggang saan ang maximum ng GCash. Sayang din kasi kung, di ba? Kasi every transaction, meron kang babayaran dyan na 20 pesos. Kung every transaction mo gagawin, hindi yung one-time transaction lang. Malaki din. Malaki pa rin yung yung service fee ng other. Diba?
You will start to see significant improvements with GCash's top and bottom line. You've already seen, if you've been following our disclosures, that the revenues have been going up. I believe it's 4x the previous year and should be 2x this year or even more. You're seeing also the losses that GCash has been incurring coming down dramatically as well. No? It's a function of now being able to monetize the service and also being able to get a scale. With scale comes cost reduction. And also certainly the momentum it's had is now a byword. It's now a common household term. I-GCash mo na lang yan. People of all ages are using the service. Used to be only young, digital savvy people. But it gratifies me to see and hear people I know in the 70s year-old range are now saying, how can I use GCash, or I love GCash, and you've made mainstream, right? So I foresee that it should hit the bottom line of Globe in a positive way in the near future, possibly within the next 24 months, if not less. So let's see if we can surprise the market with a break-even or even profitability before we project. Momentum's been good in terms of the take-up, and it's growing month on month.
Of course, the best use case is for it being a digital wallet. What other use cases are gaining popularity for GCash right now?
One of the most interesting ones is the investment use case, and all the financial services use cases are actually flourishing. Right, when we introduced G Invest with an expanded.
5 years ago, I made a film about.
Alright. Totoo yun, no? Meron ng G-Invest sila na in-introduce. And then, 50 pesos lang, pwede kang mag-invest. Tinitignan ko kung magkano yung aking invest dun.
Are interested in investing, particularly when we introduced a fund that gives them access to foreign shares, foreign tech shares at that, the likes of the Apples, the Amazons, which are not available in the local market. I think that was what's very, very interesting. The others would be in savings accounts. We've been able to acquire over 3 million savings accounts for our partner CIMB. That was the first proof of concept that we did, that GCash is a very viable medium for distributing financial products. And of course, our G Insure proposition is also extremely well accepted. In partnership with Singlife, we launched some very cost-effective insurance policies that protect you against dengue and COVID at the same time. So, it's really bringing these financial services to the public and the unbanked and the underserved, for that matter, who have not had access to these services in a very easy way. The other very, you would say, emerging section of GCash is GLife, right? Where it's a marketplace, basically. With the number of transactions that go through GCash in a day, I believe it's around 8 million transactions per day that go through it. There's a lot of eyeballs that see the app and see an opportunity that makes it an opportunity to purchase, right? These are transactions that actually happen and just not browsing. So, we're seeing a lot of food companies come in, supermarkets come in, retailers come into the app as well, and hopefully that we can be another viable e-commerce platform for them.
So are there any other growth areas that Globe is looking at to, say, invest in or buy in the year ahead?
Certainly, because that's the reason why we put up 917 Ventures. It's our corporate incubator. We did it to look at people's issues in the Philippines, problems the general population are encountering in their daily lives, and how to solve it in a digital manner. And hopefully that these startups that we put into this incubator can maximize the assets coming from the Globe side, the telco side of the business. Includes capital, the various affiliations and partnerships that we have, our millions in distribution in terms of distribution points, our customers and our data about them. And of course, the human capital that we have at Globe. We've got a lot of great people at Globe and a lot of, you would say, budding entrepreneurs that we can put to bear into these new concepts. GCash is actually a product of that. So, 917 Ventures has spawned a few startups that are still building out. AdSpark is one. It's our digital advertising business. We've got Health Now and Consulta MD that play in the health side. Health Now is a joint venture with AC Health of the Ayala Corporation. We have Rush. It's a loyalty to service and e-commerce provider that helps SMEs with discovery of their product, payment fulfillment, and even last mile delivery. And the latest one, which I'm very excited about, is PureGo. PureGo is an online grocery platform that we launched in partnership with Pure Gold and the Pure Gold group of Mr. Ko. So it's got 18,000 SKUs now, available in 17 cities, and scaling very nicely. It's one of I think, the startups that I'm very bullish about. The aim is to build a few more of these businesses inside the Globe portfolio, and hopefully they stand alone and become a very strong company on their own once they're launched.
So those are all under Globe. So if they become successful, Globe stands to benefit.
That's right. Just like Gcash. The Gcash is the model.
So are there plans to take Gcash public?
I think that's been under consideration. At some point, the shareholders will want to monetize their investments in Gcash, and going public will be certainly one of those vehicles. We certainly don't have an intent to sell the company, so the option is the public market. Right?
Is there a certain indicator that you're looking at for you to say it's right to take to the public?
That's something that I've been grappling with. I constantly ask myself what the right timing is. So, and I haven't come to any conclusion. So I guess the answer is no. There's nothing in the offing on that close yet at this stage.
So with that, thank you very much, Mr. Koo, and good luck to Globe. Stay safe.
Alright. Ganda rin ng kanilang interview, no? And hindi ko lang kasi minsan na nakikita. Alam mo, pag walang ganito, hindi natin alam kung ano nangyayari na sa mga company sa hawak natin, diba? So far, okay yung mga plans ng Globe, no? And Gcash is one of them, no, na talaga namang minamaximize namin yung gamit niyan. Alam ko naman Globe din yan, kaya lang, nung una parang sabi ko hindi pa mahirap gamitin yan. Pero kaya dapat familiarize ka sa paggamit eh. And para makita mo talaga kung effective yun sa daily, no? Like for example, yung pag-transfer, pag-receive, pagbili ng, I don't know kung, hindi ko pa nagagamit yun eh, yung mga iba pang, tab na nando doon, hindi ko pa na-check. Pero yung isa sa mga nagamit ko na yung sa, invest, no? G-invest. Plus yung, transfer of money, and then yun, load. Mabilis din yung load nila. Okay. Mabilis din, no? So, ayun lang naman ang nakita ko maganda din sa Gcash. And pagka yan pinablik nila and nag-IPO yan, syempre, ayun ang magandang din. At sana sila mauna, di ba? Wala pa kasing wallet, no? E-wallet na nag-list, nagpa-listed sa PSE. As a public IPO as initial public offering. Wala pa as of the moment. Sa US marami na rin no? Maraming mga actually mga platform and wallet na nag-list sa kanilang stock market. Okay, that's good news for Globe Telecom. So marami tayong natutunan siguro marami ako natutunan ngayon sa araw na to nung napanood yan. And then I'm sharing it with you para to share knowledge, no, or ideas what will happen in Globe Telecom. Actually, yung price naman nila, no, sabi ko nga, kukumpare natin sa US, sabi natin 1.9 kanila kinumpute natin, 1,900. Mababa pa nga yan kasi umabot sila ng 3,000 during the time ng height nila, no, is 2017. No? Kung 1,900 divide mo by 48, that's only 20 or $39. No? Maliit pa yan, no, compare sa ibang price sa US, di ba? Yung mga malaking tech company doon laki ng per share nila. Okay, so daan na po tayo dyan sa ating video ANC review. And then last but not least, syempre yung ating option na sinasabi ko kanina nga, di ba? Na pwede yung pagbasihan once na decided na kayo to invest in stock market. Kasi sa panahon ngayon, di ba? Mas maganda kung kayo yung nagde-decide, hindi yung ang nag-decide yung ibang tao para sa inyo. Kaya wala naman lang kayong magkuha ng mga ideas or option na pwede nyo gawin.
I've always been excited to have been involved with the McAllen.
Medyo na-click ko yung yung YouTube. Alright, so Ano ba yan? Yung ating option na yan, no? Sinasabi ko, always na dito sa pagtatapos na ating update. No? Sabi ko nga, para at least meron kayong idea kung ano yung gagawin nyo. Okay? So sabi ko, kung gusto nyo lang. Okay? So how to start stock market investment or trading. We have the 3 options. No? It'll come from me. Number 1, learn to trade, and learn to trade. It will take 1 to 3 years to learn stock market, trading, and investment. Investment actually madali lang. Pwede ka lang mag-invest pag nalalaman mo yung magandang stocks, di ba? And you have to know the fundamental and technical analysis, no? That will help you to find a good company, and also the strategies na pinaka-importante. Bakit? Kasi ito mo malalaman yung plan, no? How to entry or exit in market, price na pwede kang mag-take profit o kaya mag-cut loss. So, yun yung mga strategies na dapat matutunan nyo once na start kayo mag-trading. Now, if you lose at the beginning of the trading, that's your tuition fee. Normal yan, no? Kasi hindi naman lagi yan na you win or you gain. Take profit every time na nag-trade kayo. Kaya nangyayari yan, ina-average yan. Para at least makita nyo kung ano yung talaga total gain nyo. Okay. You need to get a mentor, no? To coach or to guide you to shorten your learning curve and the cost of learning. No? As your tuition fee will be minimal. Kasi pagka nag-self-study kayo, yun nga, it will take you 3 years. Yung pinaka-maximum talaga or more. Depende yan kung mabilis ka matutunan. Ako talaga, I take chance talaga na makakuha na magaling na mga totoong mentor, no? Or coach. Kasi marami din dyan no? Marami naman na nag-aano na maging coach or mentor. Pero, yun nga, minsan talagang pinakakitaan na yan And ang ibibigay sa iyo mo normally mga malilito ka palalo at then i-upgrade ka na lang, kukuha ka na naman ng panibagong courses at the same time na mauubos na lang yung pera mo sa enroll sa mga ganong courses and wala ka rin natutunan the long run, diba? And malilito ka lang, mangayaw ka pa. Marami ako nakakausap ng mga ganyan, no? And gusto siyempre ng mga ibang tao yung direct to the point, yung habang natututo sila, kumikita sila. Siyempre, ganun yun para at least meron silang, yung nakukuha na nila yung kanilang yung pinambayad. Ako ganun din ako, na tinitingnan ko sino yung mga pwede kong pagkatiwalaan. Hindi yung like ka lang magsasubscribe ka and then wala ka naman natutunan. Tapos i-upgrade ka pa, magbabayad ka na mas malaki. Marami naman kasing ganyan, no? Like Kalum, no? Magkano yun? 150,000 yun. No, para kang nasa classroom training. Yan. Online din kasi before meron ata sila sa offices, no, na pwede ka doon, pumunta doon kayo mag-aaral. Parang college, high school. That's something na matutunan mo siya yung mga basic. Okay? Technical and fundamental analysis, how to trade. So, yun nga lang, medyo mataas, 150,000 ang more mga training courses nila doon. Pero naman, yun nga, dito sa online, sa YouTube, pwede ka naman makahanap yan, no? Pwede yung matutunan. Hindi mo na kailangan magbayad. The thing is, hindi mo alam kung paano ka magsisimula. Okay. At pag natutunan mo siya, syempre, i-apply mo siya agad. Malagay, may take action agad para at least malaman mo kung tama ba yung tutunan mo. Anyway, yun lang. If get mentor or coach, ay sa advice ko sa inyo. Huwag kayong manghinahin sa pagbabayad sa mga coaching program na yan. Kasi doon ka matutunan. But make sure nga, hanapin mo yung makakarating dyan sa mga coach na gano'n. Okay? So, number 2 naman, kung ayaw mo naman mag-aral pa, matutunan pa yung mga ganitong trading and investment. Para makapag-participate ka, just invest in mutual fund or get insurance policy. No, you don't have the time to learn or watch videos about stock market. You don't want to sit in front of computer all the time watching stock market. Actually, hindi naman ganun talaga. Late na nga yun. Hindi mo naman kailangan mo po na maghapon kasi nga wala na. 1 o'clock lang dito sa atin dahil may market. Hindi mo mabago yung price. Yung pag-aaral lang talaga, 1 or 2 hours, pwede mo gamitin para matutunan mo yung pag-trade o pag-invest. Kung ayaw mo na yun, mutual fund. May mag-handle ng investment mo, mga fund manager. O kaya naman sa insurance naman, merong financial advisor o financial agent or insurance agent mag-handle. But make sure na alam mo pa rin yung pinapasok. Kasi sometimes pag hindi mo alam, kasi hindi rin alam na nag-explain sa'yo, yun, pwede ring malugi ka, di ba? Kasi nga, lalo na ngayon, di ba, panahon ngayon, mababa yung price, maganda mag-invest kayo. Di ba, paano kung mataas ang price at doon ka nag-invest? Pwedeng bumaba yung value ng investment mo. Yun ang hindi rin alam ng iba. At di rin naman sinasabi, syempre, kailangan yung timeline, kailangan din nila ng mga, mga accounts, di ba? So, yun lang. Dapat alamin din ng mga nag-i-invest yun. Okay? Ang downside lang nga yan, no? Potential income, pwedeng 1 to, sa mga mutual fund, 1 to 12%, 7 to 12% potential income. Pero yung downside niya nga, yung unlimited naman yung, pagbaba ng price, yung value. Okay? So, hindi rin may hit yung ganun kalaking income kung i-withdraw mo siya mas maaga. Diba? Or kaya naman, sa insurance naman, pag hindi nakabayad, definitely, yung insurance natin, hindi na matutuloy. Diba? Okay. So, yun lang ang downside niya. Now, if you want, para medyo mataas-taas naman yung income mo or yung potential income mo, you can get an invest in a retail stock market trader. Maraming mga stock market trader ngayon. Maliliit na nag-start ng mga hedge fund. Parang hedge fund. Pero they need additional investment or additional buying power para at least makapag-participate sa mga magandang play ngayon or sa opportunity ngayon. So pwede yun kasi mas mataas yung magiging potential income. In the long term, hindi yung agad-agad. Kasi mahirap din yung kukuha ka yung money trade, di ba? Masyadong risky or nag-gambling na, mahirap din yan. Dapat alam din kung ano yung ginagawa. Right? So, you can look for trader na makaka-relate ka. Okay, in this time, a lot of things happen and people want to start trading. Started traditional business last year. Mga traditional, business. No? Open in March and close in the same month due to lockdown and pandemic. So, maraming nangyari po na naging negosyo last year. Even wala namang pandemic, nangyayari naman talaga yun, di ba? Statistic na yan, out of 100, 1 or 2 lang ang nakaka-survive na business. Lalo, kung di mo alam kung anong negosyo yung pinapasok mo, diba? Kung di mahaba PC mo, mas lalo na. So, last year, halos lahat. Dahil, bakit? Nagsirado Open in March, then kailangan ng 3 months bago pa mag-open, lalo kung mga nasa food industry yan, diba? Mas agad yung puhunan mo dyan. Ay kung hindi nga mahaba PC mo, wala na, magkuklose ka agad. Okay? So, now we don't know what will happen. No? For me, if you want to open a business, it should be something that we can control. Ano ba business pwede mo makontrol? Mahirap yun di ba? Wala naman negosyo actually na you can control kasi depende yan sa supply and demand ng market. Diba? So, mangyayari yan, kailangan alam mo kung ano yung negosyo na papasukan mo. Diba? Mga food, services, mga importante yan, di ba? So, yun lang kailangan na alam natin, negosyo. But then, yun nga, sabi ko nga, depende pa rin yan kung kaya na yung puhunan, mabang yung puhunan, lalo na kung may mga ganitong pangyayari. Okay? Pero ano ba yung mga negosyo para sa akin, no? For me, if you open a business na makokontrol natin, I think it is stock market trading and investment. No? You can control, something that you can control if you know what you're doing. Kasi you can buy, you can sell, di ba? Maraming business na company na pwede kang makabili ng stocks. No? I-part owner ka na yan pagka may shares na stocks nila. So marami ka negosyo. You can control, you can sell yung shares mo doon, you can buy another company or you can take profit, you can cut loss, you can hold. Everything that you can do, if you know what you're doing, you can do in your business in stock market. Business pa rin yan, hindi lang po siya investment. Iba kasi ibang pagkakaintindi. Okay? Now, learn to invest wisely and the right timing. A disclaimer lang po, the information in this video is for my personal and educational purpose only. I don't recommend buy, sell, or hold stocks. It's your decision to trade or invest in stock market because it's a high risk that you may lose your capital and investment. Okay? So, promote na lang po din yung aking mga pages, like for example, trading and risk management, RCRB Trading, CCL, Cryptocurrencies Learning. So marami na rin po akong in-add na ano dyan, na bagong page na i-share ko lang later pagka nagkaroon na po ng mga lamang content yan. It's more on cryptocurrency actually. And pati yung aking social media account, Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, and hindi pa lang nalalagyan ng ibang mga content. But then, ito na, sunod-sunod na po yung paglagay natin ng mga content yan. Alright, so tapos na po tayo today. Doon na po sa ating update and information about Philippine Stock Exchange. This is Ronnie Cayosa, and continue learning po for you to become bigger, wiser, and faster. And see you in my next video. Bye-bye.